This is what I have in front of me right now. This is the press statement. It also says it's been observed that this denomination is not commonly used for transactions. Further, the stocks. I'm going to just try and zoom into this so that you can see it clearly. Yeah, so this is the circular. It also says that it's been observed that this denomination is not commonly used for transactions, and further, the stock of banknotes in other denominations continues to be adequate to meet the currency requirement of the public. And in view of the above and pursuant of the clean note policy, it's something called the clean note policy of the Reserve Bank of India, it's been decided to withdraw the 2000 denomination banknotes from circulation. The banknotes in 2000 denomination will continue to be a legal tender. It may be noted that the RBI had undertaken a similar withdrawal of notes in circulation in 2013-2014. So there's nothing to panic because it's happened before. It's something that is routine, and the RBI has clarified that it's not like demonetization. It is a phased withdrawal, and it will continue to be a legal tender, which means you can continue to use it, but new notes will not be in circulation. So I'm once again going to repeat the entire bit of information that we have as of now. 2000 denomination banknotes have been withdrawn. I repeat, a 2000 rupee denomination banknotes has been this is a withdrawal from circulation, but will continue to remain a legal tender. It will continue to be used. The 2000 denomination banknote, which was introduced in November 2016, basically post-demo under Section 24 of the RBI Act, primarily to meet the currency requirement of the economy, and it's now been withdrawn as a legal tender, after the legal tender status of all
on the phone line as Abhishek, we understand that this is going to be a part of the clean note policy, as the RBI has very clearly stated, and the very decision that has been taken under that policy. But Abhishek, really explain to us why have they decided to withdraw the 2000 rupee note denomination?
Suresh, it's very clear from the circular that the 2000 rupee note, which was introduced as a stop agreement to tide over the crisis, given the fact that rupees 500 and rupees 1000 denomination notes were withdrawn as part of demonetization, to tide over the crisis when there was not a currency available by way of notes circulating in the international market. And utility has been outlived over a period of time. The RBI, through its research and feedback, realized that rupees 2000 notes are typically not used for general transactions. Typically, when you go out to the market, either you are using your cards or you are making a small transaction, 50 rupees, 500 rupees, 200 rupees, giving it to the auto rickshaw or buying grocery. So rupees 2000 note has outlived its utility, and that's why, as part of the reasonable decision being taken, the rupees 2000 denomination notes are going to be withdrawn. Now, there is a timeline that has been given, Suresha, and it's important that viewers understand that what they do with whatever money they have left. So, rupees 2000 note is not illegal tender. They can still carry out transactions. Everyone around the country would be accepting. In case they want to return rupees 2000 notes and want a different denomination note, they can go to the nearest bank branch and exchange their notes with rupees 20,000 limit at a time. And this window starts from 23rd of May and then goes on till 30th of September, which means all those people who have rupees 2000 notes, they can go to their nearest banking branch or to the business banking correspondent and give them rupees 2000 and get back denominations in exchange. That process starts 23rd of May, which is just about 4 days from now. And then the process goes on till September 30th, by which time you have to exchange all your 2000 denomination notes, following which it's likely that the Reserve Bank might decide to ultimately make rupees 2000 denomination notes an illegal tender. As of now, they remain legal. Wherever you want to use, you can use them. You can go to the bank and exchange them. There is a window provided. There is a limit to 2000 rupees at a time that you can exchange. And you can do that with banking branch, banking correspondents. You can do that with business correspondents. You can do that with bank branches, wherever you are. And then this process can go on till September 30th. As I said, following which a fresh call would be taken whether after all 2000 rupees out of circulation, whether they really need to remain a legal tender. But as of now, and they can still continue to use them. And this exchange facility is going to be free of cost whichever bank you go to. Are there, for example, any special arrangements for senior citizens, for example? Yes. So instructed when senior citizens go to these bank branches, they are given preferential or treatment which makes their transaction little convenient. All this information coming by way of an explanation from the Ministry of Finance after the decision, Suesha, that rupees 2,000 note is going to be phased out. The RBI, in fact, stopped printing 2,000 rupee notes way back in 2018-19.
Abhishek, what we'll do is we'll try and get you live as well. Stay with me, Suesha. Also stay with me, Suesha. Abhishek, we'll just get you live because just get a sense that the story is going to get bigger because there is a time limit that has been set by the RBI. Abhishek, as we try and get you live, I'm going to repeat some of the facts that we have as of now. In order to ensure operational convenience and to avoid disruption of regular activities of bank branches, exchange of 2,000 banknotes. Exchange of 2,000 rupee banknotes into banknotes of other denominations can be made up to a limit of 20,000 at a time at any bank starting May 23rd, 2023. So after May 23rd, 2023, you can go to the banks and exchange these notes. And to complete the exercise in a time-bound manner and to provide adequate time to the members of the public, all banks shall provide deposit or exchange facility for the 2,000 rupee banknotes until September 30, 2023. So you have time till September 30, 2023. So we'll highlight some of these pointers as well for all our viewers. If you're wondering what to do if you do have 2,000 rupee notes, the RBI saying exchange of the 2,000 rupee banknotes into banknotes of other denominations can be made up to a limit of 20,000 at a time, which means how much ever you have at a time, you can take about 20,000 rupees to the bank. You can change the denomination of these notes at any bank, and this is starting the 23rd of May. Starting the 23rd of May, and after that, to complete the exercise in a time-bound manner and to provide adequate time, all banks shall provide deposit or exchange facility. All banks shall give adequate time to the members of the public to exchange or deposit these notes until the 30th of September 2023. And the facility for the exchange of 2,000 rupee banknotes up to the limit of 20,000 at a time shall also be provided at the 19 regional offices of the RBI having issue departments from the 23rd of May. The Reserve Bank of India has also advised banks to stop issuing 2,000 denomination banknotes with immediate effect. We'll go across to Abhishek. He'll be joining us live in just a few minutes. This will continue to be legal tender. Basically, these notes will be legal. You can use these notes in different ways stipulated by the RBI, which is you can either exchange the denomination of these notes into smaller denominations. You can go to the bank and do that. Or you can also, what you can do is you can deposit these notes until the 30th of September. So you have time to do that, to deposit or exchange till the 30th of September. And starting the May 23rd, you can go to these banks. You can go to these banks and you can also deposit and you can exchange. Starting the 23rd of May, you can deposit or you can exchange these notes. And the Reserve Bank of India has advised the banks to stop issuing the 2,000 rupee denomination notes right now. So that's the breaking news updates. We'll also try and get a few experts live with us right now on the story, which is the number one talking point right now. The story broken by Republic TV, that the 2,000 rupee denomination banknotes withdrawal from circulation, but will continue to be used as legal tender. So these are the details that we can tell you. Now, if you're wondering why are 2,000 rupee denomination banknotes being withdrawn, this is because a majority of the 2,000 rupee denomination notes were issued prior to March 2017 and are at the end of their estimated lifespan of 4 to 5 years. And in pursuance of the clean note policy of the Reserve Bank of India, it's been decided to withdraw the 2,000 rupee denomination banknotes from circulation. Not just that, does the legal tender status of 2,000 rupee banknotes remain? Yes, the 2,000 rupee banknote will continue to maintain its legal tender status, which means you can still use them. Can Can 2000 banknotes be used for normal transactions? Yes, you can. Members of the public can continue to use 2000 rupee banknotes for their transactions and also receive them in payment. However, they are encouraged to deposit or exchange these banknotes on or before September 30th, 2023. So there is enough time if you have 2000 rupee banknotes for you to deposit or exchange these notes. So that's the big breaking news update coming in right now. And if you're wondering, what should the public do with the 2000 rupee denomination banknotes held by them? Members of the public may approach bank branches for deposit and or exchange of 2000 rupee banknotes held by them. And let me get in some voices. PKD Nambiar is joining us on the phone line. PKD Nambiar is an analyst. PKD, 2000 rupee notes will be withdrawn. They will continue to be legal. You can use them till the 30th of September. There's enough time. People can go to the banks, exchange these 2000 rupee notes or deposit them. And breaking news story, PKD, what's your first reaction to it?
I think this was well expected. Even after the demonetization, there have been talks even within the financial circle, even in the RBI has some were given a slight message in the beginning. If you recall that during that time, this may be that time to get the crisis out of the system. And it was always believed, especially the Bharatiya Janata Party and the RSS has always believed that the smaller currencies are in the interest of the country. And as the country now moving to very largely the digital, in fact, Niranjan, you know that we are the country now ruling the digital world when it comes to fintech and with the UPI. I think the time has come for all of us to slowly move to the digital world. And I think in this direction, I think 2000 notes will definitely help us to reduce the black money which is stashed in by many agencies. And you also know that in the last 8-9 years of this government, they have done a remarkable job when it comes to the corruption and also holding on to a large number of NGOs and such kind of agencies who have been misusing the money for all the correct purposes.
Yes, but you know, after the experience of the last time, people may have questions on their mind. But this time around, you know, a clear timeline given that people don't really have to panic. You can continue to use these notes. Yeah, you can continue to use these notes. You can go to the banks. Okay.
I tell you, I'm an entrepreneur. Other than a political analyst, I'm also an entrepreneur. I will tell you, from the last 2-3 years already, I must tell you this, that if you go to a bank, you hardly used to get 2000 rupees notes. You'll have to really chase for to get the availability of 2000 rupees notes have been very, very rare in the last few years. And I'm not saying that it's not available, it is not in the public.
The most important thing is, I think, PKD, people don't have to panic. I think most important, people don't have to panic. Just stay with me, PKD, stay with me. I also have Ajay Bagga joining us on the phone line, market expert. Ajay, good evening. You know, just getting in this breaking news update that the RBI has decided to withdraw 2000 rupee notes. They can continue to be used until the 30th of September. Your reading of this move, was it on expected lines, Ajay?
It was expected, Niranjan, as you were mentioning. It was very difficult to get 2000 rupee notes, and the informal guidance to banks had been that to just take over any 2000 rupee notes that were deposited. Banks were not giving out 2000 rupee notes for nearly the past 3 years. And as the RBI note says, Niranjan, that from about 6.7 lakh crores, the notes in circulation have gone down to 3.6 lakh crores now, the 2000 rupee notes. That is about 10% of the currency. And the common man will not be owning too much of these 2000 crore notes, 2000 rupee notes. So not that big a disruption, but it will be a disruption anytime we do something like this. The timing wise, what happens now is, you know, today whatever people can shop, they'll try to use up the notes they have. And then come 23rd, you will have to go to a bank and at 20,000 rupees at a time you can exchange. So anybody holding even a lakh of rupees will have to go to 5 different banks or 5 times and then exchange it. And I don't know what will be the scene in terms of queues. Because what happens is unaccounted money that people are holding, as we saw in
Yes.
demonetization time also, they get these mules, the carriers, who then stand for a fees to change these notes. So the big question is, out of this 3.62 lakh crores, Niranjan,
Yeah.
how much is in the RBI currency chest? How much is it with banks already? And how much is it lying with the public at large? That is the big question. But suppose, say, even 50% of this is with the public. So 1.8 lakh crores will have to be exchanged. That will be an operational, burden on banks as well as genuine holders who might be holding some cash at home. Yes,
Yeah.
Niranjan.
So is it, people have time, so there is no need to panic. Just reiterating that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's no need to panic.
And, 20,000 rupees you can easily exchange at a
Yes.
given time. So just talk to your banker. You can
Yeah.
deposit it in your account and you will get the credit. So it is legal tender. At least till September 30th, it is legal tender. No need to panic.
Thank you, Ajay, for just helping our viewers understand. PKD is still with us. PKD, after what happened, in Demo, people had questions. Suddenly, when we broke that story, that's the first response that everyone gave us. When you started talking to people, asking whether it stopped right away. It's not. You can go to the bank. You have enough time. Starting the 23rd of May, which is about 4-5 days from now, you can go to the bank, deposit. You have enough time all the way until September 30.
I think, this time around there is enough time. There is no chedka. Everybody have got their own ample time to go and deposit in the bank or even use it as a normal currency, as a legal tender till 30th of September. I think that's a wonderful decision. And I have always believed that this 2000 note was a temporary arrangement of that particular time because of the demonetization. And this was supposed to happen. The only thing is that under this government, we all know that whenever it comes to such kind of a decision, it always comes as a surprise. And that's the way it should be also. The reason being, otherwise you know that how the different people work against the nation or those people who misuse these money for illegal purposes. And I think it's a wonderful decision. At the end of the day, we all have to get back to the digital mode of this thing, and we are leading the world. And Niranjan, I think we all should be proud that we were one of the countries which has started with the digital payment system very late as compared to the West and the US and the Europe. But today we are leading, and in fact, the Singapore and the very Middle Eastern countries are accepting our UPI as the ultimate solution. I think let's get back to the digital world. That's the way forward, and let's say goodbye to the 2000 in the times to come. Goodbye to the by September 30th. Goodbye to 2000.
It's easier said than it'll take some time for people to, I think, understand, because when the story broke, that's the first question that came to our minds, PKD, on how this process was going to unfold, whether people would be given time. They don't have to worry about anything. Once again, I'm repeating some of those questions that people may have on their mind. Some of the questions including, will these notes continue to be legal? Yes, you can continue to use these notes. People will continue to accept these notes. Traders can accept these notes. Can 2,000 rupee banknotes be used for normal transactions? Yes, you can. You can continue to pay 2,000 rupee notes. You can also accept 2,000 rupee notes. It's accepted till you have enough time. You have time till the end of September. But if you do have 2,000 rupee notes, your time to exchange these notes or deposit these 2,000 rupee notes ends September 30. I think we have Mr. Sunil Shah also joining us on the phone line, market expert. Mr. Shah, are you there? Good evening.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, good evening. So a lot of, our viewers have questions on their mind. Why don't you tell our viewers, how this process will unfold?
Well, first of all, 2,000 rupees note is a legal tender, and it is not. The announcement does not amount to demonetization. So people people should not be scared or get frightened from this. This is just a process whereby government wants to, or RBI wants to, withdraw the high denomination note because government is encouraging digital payment. So this 2,000 rupees cash, it does not go with that. And this is a right step, I think. So it is a legal tender. It will be legal tender till September, and people have time. You can accept it and deposit in the bank. Bank will now not issue 2,000 rupees note. So I think there is no need to get scared. And things, this is the right, this is a step in the right direction.
Just to sort of simplify it further, so people can continue to use these notes until the end of September, right? I mean, that's when it
Correct,
legally ends. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it is better that you accept it and deposit in the bank, so that you can exchange in the bank. I've not read the entire notification, but from the primary information what I have, it's like you can accept the banks will accept this, and you just have to exchange it or deposit.
Right.
Meaning it will go gradually out of circulation.
Yeah, gradually out of circulation. There is nothing to worry about. You have time. There's no need to panic. Unless, of course, somebody has huge stash of cash that they really are wondering how to get rid of. But even then, 20,000 rupees, Mr. Shah, we are hearing, I'm just reading the fine print. It says that at a time, starting the 23rd of May, at one time you can go to the bank with 20,000 rupees and you can exchange that for different denominations. You can either exchange or deposit, but 20,000 at a time. I think exchange,
That is what I'm saying. So 20,000 rupees is a very, very, very high amount to have it in cash. And if you see that whenever there is a transaction above 20,000, you have to give PAN and other things. So I think this is well thought out. The amount is also very well thought out, that 20,000 rupees, you go to the bank and exchange or deposit.
Yeah.
Why would one tell me lakhs and lakhs of cash unless you are in that particular kind of trade?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It would really be sort of surprising if somebody were to, for example, I'm just looking at some of the reactions coming in, Mr. Shah. I don't want to drag you into politics at all, but I'm just reading out some political reactions that are coming in because some parties are sort of trying to, of course, politicize. It's their full-time job to do it. They say that it's typical of, I'm reading out a tweet of Jairam Ramesh of the Congress party saying it's typical of our self-styled Vishwaguru first act, second think, 2,000 rupee notes introduced with such fanfare after that singularly disastrous Tughlaqi Firman of 8th November 2016 now being withdrawn. And I think the Aam Aadmi Party also responded before this, critical of the move to withdraw these notes. But it's part of a process. I repeat, it's part of a process because a typical, we are hearing Mr. Shah, typical life of this currency was expected to be 4 to 5 years. Am I right?
You are absolutely right. Now let's go back when the demonetization was announced. That time the notes which went out of the circulation, the RBI did not have enough small currency notes to replace. So first of all, I think that was a stopgap arrangement from the beginning. 2,000 rupees was issued to people so that when you are short of currency notes, you are likely to have a high currency note. And now, after so many years, they have decided to withdraw that.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Shah, for speaking to Republic TV.
Yeah, and I'm a apolitical person, so I would not react to what the party.
No, exactly. I don't intend to do that either, Mr. Shah. I don't intend to do that either. Thank you so much.
And this is something which is not demonetization.
It's not. It's not demonetized. It's not demonetization at all. It's a phased withdrawal of old notes in circulation. Let me go across also to Sharat Kohli, who's an economist joining us on the phone line. Mr. Kohli, some people are surprised, but some saying that it's extremely normal. The note life is 4 to 5 years. It was expected. And it's now been withdrawn. And it's a phased withdrawal, if I can call it that.
Well, we should understand that rupees 2000 note was always an interim arrangement. At the time in 2016 when this was launched, this was to cover up the currency shortage which was faced after the demonetization happened, the 500 and 1000 notes which were phased out at that time. So this was always an interim arrangement. In fact, I was surprised personally when for 6.5 years after launch, or shall I say 6 or 7 years after the launch, they went on, because if people were noticing in the country that they were not getting these 2000 notes either from the bank or from the ATM. So whichever notes that were going into the bank, they were not coming back in circulation. So a kind of a slow phase out of the notes was anyway in progress. So only it was just a matter of formality before the date was announced when these would be completely phased out. So therefore, I'm not surprised. I think people should not panic, because the only one problem that I foresee here is that when you go and use these notes for purchase, let's say you go to a shop, so the shopkeeper may be reluctant to accept, because at one go you can only give 10 notes for changing. So he's going to pile up his own work if he keeps accepting these 2000 notes, because people, instead of going to bank, they may like to go and spend. I think that is where the problem might come a little bit. I think government should give a clear mandate. I think people should be allowed to change more than 10 notes at a time, because if you just allow 10 notes, then they will not be accepted by the shopkeepers and vendors, which would effectively mean that they will not remain legal tender. So I think the government or RBI should ensure that they should allow people to change more than 10 notes, number one, and they should give a clear directive that people who are taking it for spending, they should not be refused, because otherwise it will cause a panic and people might get worried. So my advice to the viewers is that please search out the pockets, search out the wallets, purses, wherever they are lying, just take them out. Don't forget, because after 30th September, they may become worthless. So just go and change after 23rd May. Don't panic. Go to the bank. If a bank is troubling you, you can go to the RBI Integrated Ombudsman website and file a complaint there. And I'm sure there's going to be a protocol, there's going to be an SOP which is going to be laid for this purpose.
Okay, Mr. Kohli, thank you for joining us. That's a valid question, in fact, that he raised, whether traders will accept or continue to accept these notes. But it's a huge note, unlikely that people will find trouble when they go to the bank from the 23rd of May and deposit these notes. At one time, if you're wondering, some of the questions that you may have on your mind, does it continue to be legal? Is it a legal note? Yes, it's a legal note. You can continue to use it. Can you use these notes? Can you accept these notes when someone gives you a 500 or gives you a 2000 rupee note? Can you accept it? Yes, you can. Can you use it? Yes, you can. Can you deposit it in the bank? Yes, you can. One way to exchange this currency, that's the 2000 rupee note, is to go to the bank, exchange it for other denomination. You can take up to 20,000 rupee in 2000 rupee notes, which is about 10 notes of 2000 rupees at a time, to the bank, and you can exchange it for smaller denomination, or you can deposit it, and you have time all the way till September 30th. I'm trying to see if I have Abhishek live with me. If I have Abhishek live, I'll go across to him. But the first response coming in, of course, some political parties are continuing to sort of make it a big issue and drop political motives into it. Without getting into the politics of it right now, people asking questions. People have questions. Can they use these notes? Yes, you can continue to use them. Exchange facility up to 20,000 rupees at a time, starting the 23rd of May 2023. You can go to the bank, deposit it, and you can exchange it. I'll take a short break right now. We'll take a short break here on Republic TV and come back and stay on the story that was broken by Republic TV at 10 minutes before any other channel. Stay tuned.
Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. Why these?
Republic TV can ask any number of questions. I'm not going to be...
But Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. Sir, he raised the issue of institutions. When the ED goes after you, these protests don't happen.
Obviously, you don't understand English. What can I...
I understand English, sir. Rahul, would you take a couple of questions on ED, Rahul? You can't push us around.
किसान की बात करना गरीबों की
ठीक है, मैं किसान की पूछता हूँ, आप पूछने दीजिए. मैं किसान की पूछता हूँ, पूछने दीजिए. मैं पूछता हूँ, बेरोजगारी की बात पूछने दीजिए. राहुल. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. Why these?
Republic TV can ask any number of questions. I'm not going to be...
But Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. Sir, he raised the issue of institutions. When the ED goes after you, these protests don't happen.
Obviously, you don't understand English. What can I...
I understand English, sir. Rahul, would you take a couple of questions on ED, Rahul? You can't push us around.
Welcome back, you're watching Republic TV. So the RBI has decided to pull out the 2000 rupee notes from circulation. And that's the breaking news story that we have right now. The Congress party already fear-mongering, calling it a disaster. But there's nothing that you need to worry about if you have a 2000 rupee note. It continues to be a legal tender. You can continue to use it. Banks will continue to accept it. Traders will continue to accept it. Even you can accept it. You have time until the September 30th to exchange the 2000 rupee currency notes. You can go to the bank, 20,000 rupees at a time, and you can deposit these notes at the bank. You can deposit or exchange the 2000 rupee notes for smaller denomination. Either exchange or deposit. These are some of the questions. Why are 2000 rupee denomination banknotes being withdrawn? That's because a majority of the 2000 rupee denomination notes are over 4 to 5 years old. So as a part of the process, they're being withdrawn. And in pursuance of the clean note policy of the Reserve Bank of India, has been decided to withdraw the 2000 denomination banknotes from circulation. Now, you may have questions on your mind. We'll continue to put out some of those questions there. And Amit Malviya of the BJP is joining us on the phone line. Amit, some of these parties are fear-mongering about this, but from the RBI circular, it appears people have time, they have nothing to worry about. It's a legal tender. And they can either deposit or break it down into smaller denominations at the bank.
The opposition parties have reacted, and they possibly not even read the circular and the FAQs that the RBI has issued. This is not the first time a currency has been withdrawn or its printing has been stopped. There are several occasions in the past when the RBI has withdrawn certain series, has withdrawn certain denominations, and the lifespan of any currency is anyway 4 to 5 years, and that's what the RBI also says. These decisions are taken after looking at the cash in circulation, the denominations that are used most, and let's not forget, today we are a far more digitalized economy, and people use digital to transact, and the other denominations that are mostly in use are not 2000 rupee currency notes. The RBI circulars and FAQ actually says that the other smaller denominations are being used far more. Now, given such a scenario, the RBI has stopped printing, but it continues to be a legal tender. You can transact. The RBI has also encouraged, in case you wish, you can go to the bank and exchange the 2000 rupees notes that you have. But nothing to suggest that there is a crisis or there is a problem on hand as the opposition is trying to make it. I would urge them to read the RBI circular, understand it more importantly before they react.
Yeah, just one more question, Amit. I mean, usually people don't have too much of cash at home these days anyway because of UPI. But political parties seem to be extremely reactive to this because, you can go to the bank with 20,000 rupees at a time if you do have that much of notes, which I'm guessing 99% of Indians don't. And political parties especially are extremely reactive. Why are political parties extremely reactive to such an order?
Look, this is not the first time that the opposition is indulging in fear-mongering. They did that at the time of COVID. They did that when we introduced the vaccine. They promoted vaccine hesitancy. Despite all of this, Indians stood by what the government did and was in their best interest. And today we are the most successful country as far as tackling COVID is concerned. So clearly the opposition has been in the habit of fear-mongering, and they are just simply doing that without realizing that it will inconvenience some people. But that's their politics. That's the sinister design they want to operate on. It's unfortunate.
Okay, thank you, Amit, for speaking to Republic TV. Rashid Alvi of the Congress also joining us. Rashid Alvi ji, आपका पार्टी इस पे बहुत सारे चीज़ बोल रहा है, लेकिन ये जो फाइन प्रिंट है, फाइन प्रिंट ये बोलता है कि people have time till the 30th of September if they have any 2,000 rupee notes stocked with them. Maybe 99% of Indians or 99.99% of Indians may not really have a large amount of 2,000 rupee notes, right? But even then you have time till September 30th. Should you be reactive to this move, Mr. Alvi?
Important question is, what is the reason? I think our Prime Minister has read the history of Tughlaq. It was Tughlaq, King Tughlaq, who used to give such kind of decisions. So it is very unfortunate. क्या क्यों है आपने? Earlier you started it, now you have stopped it. क्या है कारण, क्या है वजह, क्या है? It is the tamasha of our Pradhan Mantri, nothing else. Why he is doing it? At least there should be some reason behind it. I don't think there is no reason. It cannot be a reason that 99% people of the country, they don't have 2,000 notes. Whether it may be the reason, no note at all.
One small, I'll tell you, because you asked what is the reason. The first paragraph of the RBI circular says that a majority of the 2,000 rupee denomination notes were issued prior to March 2017 and are at the end of their estimated lifespan of 4 to 5 years, which is the lifespan of any currency, 4 to 5 years. And in pursuance of the clean note policy of the RBI, they have decided to basically stop minting to first-hand new 2,000 rupee notes. Existing ones will continue to be used. So problem क्या है यार Rashid Alvi ji, समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, because if their life is up and that is why they're stopping it and they're going to stop the circulation, what's the problem really?
I want to ask only very simple question. शुरू क्यों किया था आपने? 2,000 note छापा क्यों था आपने? Tomorrow you can say that now there is a note of 500 will not be a legal tender at all from December 30th. You can say whatever you want to say because you are in power. You are playing with the people of this country. Earlier you have taken a decision that demonetization from
आपने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा अलवी जी,
night onwards.
आपने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा था, why was it brought in? Why was it brought in? It was brought in.
That is all right. I am not asking you. I am asking from this government.
I'm reading from the RBI, sir. RBI, you can respond to what the RBI said. RBI ने बोला है.
RBI.
Sir, hear me.
What?
They are saying the objective of introducing. They are saying the objective of introducing 2,000 rupee banknotes was met once banknotes in their denominations became available in adequate quantities. They were brought in 2016 primarily to meet the currency requirement of the economy in an expeditious manner after the withdrawal of the earlier 500 and 1,000 notes. So they were actually brought in to fill in the gap in the market. So now their job is done, right? Most people don't use 2,000 rupee notes is what they are saying. Mr. Alvi.
We have not forgotten. लंबी क्यू लगी हुई थी बैंकों के सामने, and I do not know how many Indians were killed at that time, but we remember everything. यही मई जून गर्मियों का जमाना था। तो ये it is beyond our wisdom. We can't approve it. We are unable to understand this decision of this government.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, you have your right to put your point of view. Thank you, Mr. Alvi, for joining us on this broadcast. And Nasir Salim is also joining us on the broadcast. Nasir, I mean, of course, politicians will continue to raise questions, but it appears on the face of it that this is a routine decision that was taken. It was bound to happen, and it has happened, and people don't have much to worry about. If you go through the fine print and the statement issued by the RBI, they have enough time to sort of deposit or exchange these notes. Nasir?
Yeah, hi, good evening. I think the dynamics of currency, supply and demand keep changing. And I think, but one of the few questions that need to be kind of seen or has to be raised is on 2 points. I think number one is that one of the points that RBI is saying that today the circulation of 2,000 rupees is not required, and therefore we are intending to discontinue it. But on the other hand, the only other point is that, if I would look at to see the circulation of currency in India in absolute in terms of numbers, it was 17.74 lakh crore in November of 2016. Today, it stands at 32.42 lakh crores as of December 2022. So I think this is another question that needs to be kind of, raised. Is the currency circulation today higher as compared to what it was in demonetization? And post-demonetization, circulation has only increased. So that's a question that also needs to be kind of raised. Number one. Number two, I think obviously the currency, by and large 2,000 rupee note not being required somewhat seems to be, seems to be correct. But on the other hand, as I said to you, circulation has increased. I mean, the currency circulation today has increased substantially over the last 6 years.
Yes. And just going to some of the FAQs, can people continue to use these 2,000 rupee notes? Yes, they can. Shivangi, if you also want to come in, some of the questions that people have on their mind, is this a note that is legal? Can they continue to use these notes? Of course you can. When can you go to the bank and exchange these notes? Starting the 23rd of May, you can go to the banks every day. But at a time, you can take 20,000 rupees in cash in 2,000 rupee notes, which is roughly about 10 notes. You can either exchange them for other denomination, or you can deposit them in your bank account. So I'm not sure people will have a huge stash of money. I'm not sure at least most Indians will have a huge stash of money, because they have time all the way till September 30th. This time, after demonetization, this is not demonetization. First of all, it's a phased withdrawal of a currency. Nasir, do you see any obstacles, any challenges in the rollout of this?
Frankly, I think we've learned from 2016 demonetization. So I think it's going to be done in a more calibrated manner. RBI has shown some great, strategies in terms of execution. And I would say that particularly in the phase that we just come out as far as COVID is concerned, we had a serious situation on COVID. RBI did some great policy thinking and helped us out. So I think currency, obviously there's going to be some challenges in terms of, going to your banks, contacting, but legal tender remains. It's not like the money supply is completely stopped. You can't use it as a legal tender. So I think I don't see any major challenge in that. Obviously, the thought process, the execution, we are expecting to wait for the circular to be out. But it seems that the bankers will be given enough time, and it's going to be done in a phased manner, not to disrupt any cash flow or currency flow for any of its citizens of India. But again, the biggest question which we need to understand is that from demonetization, today currency circulation has gone up by 83%. Now, what percentage of that is reflective in 2,000 currency notes is something that we need to see.
Sorry, I was about to say that I have a figure for that. I'll just bring you in, and I'll take in a view of Shivangi as well. She can also come in and ask you questions. Just one figure that I have here from the RBI note, that it amounts to about 10.8%. What they're saying is the total value of these banknotes in circulation has declined, Nasir, from 6.73 lakh crore at its peak in March 2018, 6.73 lakh. It's come down to 3.62 lakh, and it's only 10.8% of the notes in circulation as of March 2023. What do you make of that number?
So, we've also, as bankers, and I can tell you this, we have seen rotation of rupees 2000 notes declining. It's not something which is, something new. We've seen 2000 rupee circulation of notes not being so visible as against 500 rupee notes or 100 rupee notes. So I think I'm not surprised to see that number. I think there was news. We'll be honest and transparent to you that there was news that 2000 rupee circulation and printing of notes may start to decrease, and eventually rupees 2000 notes may be stopped in circulation. So this is something which the circles were not aware of. We knew about it. The only question was how soon or how sooner it will happen.
Right. And Nasir, if I could come in right now and ask you one question. This is a question that a lot of our viewers, they must be having it in their mind, because the note is still legal. It's legal tender. This is not demonetization by any aspect at all. Nasir, if you could tell our viewers exactly what this is, because a lot of viewers must be thinking that is it demonetization, or is the note even valid? It's valid till September, we know that. But Nasir, just go ahead and tell our viewers a little bit more about it, that how does it make it very different from demonetization?
You see, it is nothing but basically a clean note policy of the Reserve Bank of India, where it has decided to withdraw rupees 2000 denomination banknotes from circulation. It is clearly a policy which has been adopted by RBI, and that does not mean that the rupees 2000 notes will not be used as legal tender. It will not at all lose its legal tender status. Let me tell you. So to your viewers, they should not worry. The members of the public can continue to use rupees 2000 banknotes for their transaction and also receive them in payment. However, they are encouraged to deposit and or exchange these banknotes on or before September 30th, 2023.
Yeah. Now, so, I have to take a shot. Nasir, stay with me. A lot of people, asking questions. For example, I'll tell you one of the questions that came in. A viewer saying, I have a 2000 rupee note, but if I take it to the trader, obviously even the trader will now be wary of accepting that note, right? So that's one minor challenge that comes in. Perhaps I need to take a break. We'll come back and answer some of those questions, Nasir. Stay with me, taking a break, back with the big breaking story. Broken by Republic TV at about 6:45 this evening, way ahead, 5 to 10 minute lead over the other channels as we told you that the 2000 rupee currency notes would be withdrawn from circulation.
At Amity University's 2-week summer school, students of classes 10 to 12 get to explore future undergraduate programs as per their interest from over 30 disciplines. Students attend lectures by Amity University faculty, gain experience at over 400 labs and learning studios, and attend personality enhancement workshops. Register now at amity.edu/summer school.
Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. Why these?
Republic TV can ask any number of questions. I'm not going to be...
No, but Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. Sir, he raised the issue of institutions. When the ED goes after you, these protests don't happen.
Obviously, you don't understand English. What can I do?
I understand English, sir. Rahul, would you take a couple of questions on ED, Rahul? You can't push us around. मैं किसान की बात करना गरीबों की. ठीक है, मैं किसान की पूछता हूँ, आप पूछने दीजिए. मैं किसान की पूछता हूँ, पूछने दीजिए. मैं पूछता हूँ, बेरोजगारी की बात पूछने दीजिए. राहुल. issue of institutions. Why these?
Republic TV can ask any number of questions. I'm not going to be...
But Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. Sir, he raised the issue of institutions. When the ED goes after you, these protests don't happen.
Obviously, you don't understand English. What can I do?
I understand English, sir. Rahul, would you take a couple of questions on ED, Rahul? You can't push us around.
किसान की बात करना गरीबों की
ठीक है, मैं किसान की पूछता हूँ, आप पूछने दीजिए. मैं किसान की पूछता हूँ, पूछने दीजिए. मैं पूछता हूँ, बेरोजगारी की बात पूछने दीजिए. राहुल.
Welcome back. You're watching Republic TV. So that's one question that came to our mind, and some of our viewers asking: if you have a 2,000 rupee note, don't worry about it. Most Indians will not, I'm sure, hoard notes, and those who may be hoarding a lot of notes, and Nasir, very interestingly, some of the only times we've seen stacks of 2,000 rupee notes is when politicians have been caught red-handed in the recent past, or corrupt bureaucrats with wads of cash running into several crores. Unless it's that kind of a situation, people don't really have to worry about it, isn't it?
No, absolutely. I think, while of course details are coming out as, we are discussing this, but it's very, very clear. The facility for depositing into accounts in exchange for rupees 2,000 banknotes will be available at all banks until September 30th. Again, I must tell you, till 2023. Yes. The facility for exchange will be available also at 19 regional offices, ROs, of the RBI, having issue departments until September 30, 2023. The other thing very, very clearly is that members of the public can exchange rupees 2,000 with know your customer norms have to be completed, and deposit into bank accounts can be made without any restrictions, subject to your KYC being done. Now that's a very important point.
Yeah.
Right. The other quick one that I think we are getting to know is that to give time, RBI has said they have given time to banks to make preparatory arrangements.
Yes.
Members of the public are requested to approach the bank only and only after May 23rd, 2023 for a varying exchange facility. So the chaos that one was expecting or one may think has also been clarified by RBI. And there are other certain quick points that I'd like to mention on your show. A non-account holder can also exchange rupees 2,000 banknotes up to a limit of 20,000 at a time at any bank branch.
Correct.
So I think these are some of the most important perspectives.
So basically anybody, Nasir, anybody with 20,000 rupees, you don't really have to have a bank account. You can go to any bank. You can exchange it. You can go to any bank and you can exchange it. Starting the 20,000.
You can go to You can go to any bank. Apart from banks, there is something also which is called business correspondence. An exchange of rupees 2,000 banknotes can be made through BCs up to a limit of rupees 4,000 per day for an account holder.
Got it.
So they have business correspondence also which have been put in place of this. And also, I think the biggest concern for some of the viewers and broadly for some of our own family members is that if you have a small amount of cash of 2,000 odd rupees, the senior citizen as a category.
Correct.
So banks have also been instructed to make arrangements to reduce inconvenience to senior citizens, persons with disabilities seeking to exchange deposit of rupees 2,000 banknotes. That have also been issued, a circular has also been issued by the RBI to its banks branches.
Yeah. Very interestingly, we have to take a break once again. Nasir, I request you to stay with me. This is very interesting because everyone just watching and, the details of the FAQs on the side of the screen, people gathering information on what, the what, where, how, etc. And we continue to be live on this story. It's the #1 story right now on Republic TV. We'll take a short break and we'll come back. 2,000 rupee currency notes withdrawn. You can continue to use them till the 30th of September. That's the last date by which you can legally make use of that note, either by depositing, exchanging, etc. Live coverage on Republic. Stay tuned.
raised the issue of institutions. Why these?
Republic TV can ask any number of questions. I'm not going to be...
But Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions.
Right.
Sir, he raised the issue of institutions. When the ED goes after you, these protests don't happen.
Obviously, you don't understand English. What can I...
I understand English, sir. Rahul, would you take a couple of questions on ED, Rahul? You can't push us around.
किसान की बात करना गरीबों की
ठीक है, मैं किसान की पूछता हूँ, आप पूछने दीजिए. मैं किसान की पूछता हूँ, पूछने दीजिए. मैं पूछता हूँ, बेरोजगारी की बात पूछने दीजिए. राहुल.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Top national updates and a big blow to Hindenburg. The special panel, which was constituted to investigate the Adani Group's transactions, has not found any prima facie violation of existing rules or law by the company in the matter of allegations made by the American short seller Hindenburg against the Adani Group.
At Amity University's 2-week summer school, students of classes 10 to 12 get to explore future undergraduate programs as per their interest from over 30 disciplines. Students attend lectures by Amity University faculty, gain experience at over 400 labs and learning studios, and attend personality enhancement workshops. Register now at amity.edu/summer school.
Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. Why these?
Republic TV can ask any number of questions. I'm not going to be...
But Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions.
Right.
Sir, he raised the issue of institutions. When the ED goes after you, these protests don't happen.
Obviously, you don't understand English. What can I...
I understand English, sir. Rahul, would you take a couple of questions on ED, Rahul? You can't push us around.
किसान की बात करना गरीबों की
ठीक है, मैं किसान की पूछता हूँ, आप पूछने दीजिए. मैं किसान की पूछता हूँ, पूछने दीजिए. मैं पूछता हूँ, बेरोजगारी की बात पूछने दीजिए. राहुल. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. Why these?
Republic TV can ask any number of questions. I'm not going to be...
But Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions.
Right.
Sir, he raised the issue of institutions. When the ED goes after you, these protests don't happen.
Obviously, you don't understand English. What can I...
I understand English, sir.